Well, hello and welcome to the month of March. Can you believe that it is already March in 2026? You know what that means? This is the final month before the International Convention next month in April. And March traditionally is our biggest month of the year because people get so excited, create so much energy heading into our convention. There's 31 days in March. You know, everyone has settled into the new year. People are running into the convention with momentum, qualifying for Performance Club and Senior Director, Executive Director, Platinum, and beyond. So my number one question for you today is, are you registered for the 2026 International Convention? And if not, what is holding you back? This is going to be a game changer in your business. And it's as simple as making a decision today that you are going to get registered, and then you're going to figure out how you're going to get there. You know, we're going to be meeting in New Orleans, and it's not very often. Matter of fact, only one time a year that you have the opportunity to get every major producer, recruiter, builder, ring earner, millionaire club member all in one arena to pour into you for over 2 days and show you exactly what you need to do. And let me tell you, there are so many inspirational stories that you're going to have on stage, so many transformational stories on stage, and then all the training, the recognition. So make sure you're registered for the convention, and then make sure this month you're running in a convention with momentum. Make this the biggest month you've had in your LegalShield career. You know, today I'm wearing a shirt that was given to me in Houston last weekend at the Super Saturday. This is their theme that they're running with in Texas. And let me tell you something, Texas has some huge momentum, and they're talking about believe in the vision, begin the work, become the dream, trust the process. Well, that sure sounds a lot like the PAVE system, doesn't it? Personal development, activity, vision, events. And that's what the top leaders are doing right now to run in the convention in a big way. So let's get this show kicked off today, and let's talk about some things that are going to help you move your business forward in the month of March.
Hello, LegalShield family. My name is Terrell Duckworth out of the great state of Florida. I get a chance to introduce the next segment where we get to celebrate those who fast start qualified and achieve the manager position. Well, obviously, you need to know how to do that same thing. So let me tell you how to do it, right? The first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and fast start qualify. How do we do that? Listen, attend your fast start qualification. Then you want to protect 3 families and bring on 1 business partner. Or you can protect 5 families. Either way you do it, just do it in under 30 days. When you do this in under 30 days, it's a $200 bonus to you. The next thing you want to do is you want to advance to manager. How do we do that? You already got 1 business partner. Bring on 2 more business partners to have a total of 3. And then you want to do $300 in sales between you and your team. When you accomplish that, guess what? Now you're going to get a $400 bonus, but just doing it under 45 days. Family, that's $600 in bonus money. Listen, here's what I want you to do right now, because we're about to celebrate those that achieve this level. Listen, blow up the chat. Let's show them some love. Let's show how LegalShield does it, and we corral around those that have achieved some amazing accomplishments. I'm so excited. Let's roll the tape.
LegalShield family, my name is Gail Warren. I'm coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, also known as the Mighty Midwest. I am so excited that I get the distinct honor of introducing those individuals that have accomplished the level of senior director and above. Now, there's a saying that says, when you give a man a fish, they'll eat for a day, but when you teach a man to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. Congratulations, senior directors and above.
When I first heard of LegalShield several years ago, I mistakenly viewed it as just another subscription service. However, when I was reintroduced to it a few weeks ago, I took the time to truly understand what it offers. After learning more about its services and the value it provides, I immediately became a member. With the guidance and support of my sponsor, I then decided to become an associate and began sharing the opportunity with others. I am sincerely grateful for my sponsor's mentorship, as I could not have taken these steps without his encouragement and support, resulting in me becoming a senior associate within 30 days.
I see the big picture in the long term, which is amazing. As long as you don't give up, it's amazing. I am now a senior associate, and it didn't come easy. I started this and I had phone issues, text issues, but that didn't stop me. I kept on. I followed up with people. I did what I could to keep pushing through. I also, usually when things like this happen, it would be so easy to quit and say, well, nothing's working, nothing's moving forward. I made sure that I stayed mentally strong and saw the value in working for LegalShield, and kept on and kept moving forward, because again, I see the big picture. I see further on into the future what this company can do. So LegalShield gives us the opportunity to have our own business, to run it, to work when we can, and be committed to ourselves and get the work done. If we don't do the work, it's not going to come to us. Anything that is worth having in life takes a lot of work, takes a lot of discipline. It doesn't come easy, and I know that. So I do plan on moving up further and further up in the company. And I appreciate the fact that I finally signed on as an associate on January 26th of 26. And here I am now, a senior associate, and learning more and more each day. I like the fact that you can just jump in there and start the work. You really don't need to know everything about everything or anything really. And you can start moving forward, learn from your mistakes, keep pushing through. I like that a lot. I really enjoy that. So I just want to say thank you, LegalShield, for this opportunity. It has been great. I see so many good people wanting to help each other, which is just amazing. You rarely see that in corporate America anymore.
Hi, LegalShield family. My name is Juan Dominguez, and I'm proud to say that I am now a senior associate and quickly working my way up to manager. I joined the LegalShield team because I think this is a great product and service to be able to show my friends, family, and my business clients, because ultimately it's a great way for them to get the protection they need and deserve for their family, their business, and their loved ones. So, great product and service. I wish I'd known about it earlier, but I'm glad to be part of the team now. Thanks.
Great morning, everybody. I'm just excited. I'm super excited because I just now hit executive director in 8 months. Amazing. I never thought that I would have hit executive director, but first time transportation just became executive director in 8 months. I did it with my upline, with my team. My team is great, and I just wanted to share my story. It's been an amazing journey, and I just wanted to share that I really do appreciate LegalShield, what it's done for me. I have already seen the overrides in my account. The overrides is much different from associate to executive director, and I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm loving helping people. I'm loving basically helping my team. I really do appreciate the opportunity. I'm really super excited, and I'm on my way to see bigger things with LegalShield. This is an amazing product. It's an amazing service, and I am so happy that I have the service. I'm so happy that I'm able to impact people's lives off of this service that we have. So my name is Bernard Baggett, and like I say, my company, First Mile Transportation, has been the first time executive director, and I'm super excited about the new journey. Thank you.
Hey, LegalShield family. Mike Bishop coming to you, one of your many Millionaire Club members here with LegalShield, and I'm so excited to get the opportunity to recognize those of us that are out there making Performance Club. We know that Performance Club is a bedrock, really a foundation of your success with LegalShield. One of my many mentors in LegalShield, Mr. Larry Lemke, taught us that repetition is the mother of skill. Go out and do the deal, and you'll have the power. And so congratulations to everyone that's making Performance Club, and a special shout out to those that have shown leadership and are now hitting a matching bonus with Performance Club as well. We know when you go out in your community and you share the LegalShield story, everybody wins. But when you do it consistently, you start hitting Performance Club, you start looking at those trips and all the other fun things that LegalShield has to offer. So congratulations, and if you haven't made Performance Club yet, or you need to jump back on the train, come on board. We're excited about Performance Club and to recognize all those that are out there doing the deal.
Well, it is certainly exciting to see all of the recognition that's happening right now, all of the new associates fast start qualifying, performance club qualifying, going to manager, just a lot of great momentum around growth right now. And I want to talk about a special announcement that takes effect today on March the 1st. It's an important announcement, but I think you're going to find it to be something that will be a benefit to you in the field at growing and building your business. And this is in regards to how we look at retention in growing your business. Now, we know that retention is a key factor in everything that we do. And there's a reason for that. We are in the subscription business. And you've heard me say this before, but if you're new to LegalShield, you have to think about a subscription business and LegalShield differently than you might think about products. Because with subscription, not only are you enrolling someone as a member, and that's important, but it's also important how long they keep the membership. Did you know that in the first year of a membership, LegalShield actually doesn't make any money at all in a membership? When you look at how much money we pay to associates, how much money we pay to the provider law firms, then how much goes to the admin costs of administering a membership and the home office costs and so forth, we actually don't make any profit at all in the first year. As a matter of fact, it's about month 17 where it crosses over and that membership becomes profitable. So any membership that cancels before 17 months actually is not profitable for the company. And that's one of the reasons that retention is such an important metric in everything that we do. Now you might say, well, then how does LegalShield make money? Well, the good news is we have 53 years of data that shows us that the vast majority of members stay active for well over 17 months, well over 2, 3, 4, 5 years, many 10 years, 15 years, 20 years and beyond. And that's why the company has done so well over 53 years. But it's important as associates that we think in terms of how do I not just enroll a member, but keep a member, especially that first 12 months. And that's why we have retention tied to all the bonuses. Because if you go out and enroll a bunch of memberships in the first 12 months and the majority of those cancel, actually home office didn't make any money. So you can't pay a bonus on top of something that you didn't make any money on, right? That makes sense. That's business sense. And that's why there's retention metrics. And we've been looking at a 12-month retention metric. The 12-month metric we have determined is 65% rolling. That means over the last 12 months, that 65% or more of your members that you personally enrolled and your team has enrolled are still active. So you look back at all the memberships your team enrolled over the last 12 months. That includes members you wrote last month, includes members you wrote 11, 12 months ago. 65% of those need to be active. Well, we've also determined that when we look at someone's 6-month retention, that we can tell the exact same data, that the 6-month number is highly correlated to the 12-month number. Matter of fact, highly, highly correlated. So if I know someone's 6-month rolling retention, I know what their 12-month rolling retention is going to be. And because of that, we actually don't need to wait 12 months to determine if someone is above or below the mark for retention. So two things sometimes happen. Sometimes you could be a really well-intentioned, building big, you're growing, someone joins your team, maybe they're not as well-intentioned, maybe they don't have that long-term vision, they write a bunch of memberships, they leave, and now you're sitting there for the next 12 months and your retention is low because all this business, and it takes 12 months for that to roll off. So sometimes, you could be, not receiving your bonuses because of that, and we don't want that to happen to people that are out there, really building a great business. The other thing can also be true where somebody could come in and maybe they don't have long-term goals and they're not doing the business right. And it could take us longer to determine that because we're using a 12-month number, and we can determine that faster using a 6-month number. So it actually helps us in both ways. It helps us make sure that we're paying bonuses and elite commissions to associates that deserve it and are showing that they are building great business. And it also helps us quickly find people that maybe are not having that long-term mindset. So starting today on March 1st, we are going to start a pilot program. It's a test. So I want to stress that it's a test. We're going to test it for about 6 months, and then we're going to look at the results. We believe we know the results are going to be very positive for the field. We've already run a lot of models to show that most associates are positively impacted. But if there's any unforeseen, unintended consequences or things like that, we reserve the right to go back. But we don't think we're going to do that because we think this is going to do exactly what we intend for it to do. And so starting today on March the 1st, we are going to start looking at a 6-month rolling retention in order to determine your eligibility for bonuses and elite commissions. Remember, when you hit the senior director level and above, you have basic commissions and elite commissions. And to be on elite commissions, you have to be performance club qualified and you have to meet the retention requirement. So that retention requirement will now be this 6-month number. And we have determined that 75% 6-month retention, rolling retention, equals 65% 12-month. So I want to make sure you understand, we're not lowering the bar, we're not raising the bar. We have done the analytics on this very carefully, and we know that if someone has a 6-month rolling retention of 75%, it is equal to 65% 12-month. It's actually equal to 64.5%. And that's why we're not going to round up on the 75. So, we've rounded up before on the 65. The 75, you have to hit it 75.00 or higher in order to qualify for your bonuses and your elite commissions. So that takes effect today. So I know one of the things you're all going to do now is go to LS Engage, and you're going to look at that retention metric. You've been looking at the 12-month number. Now you're going to look at the 6-month number and see if you're above 75%. And the good news is, if you're not above 75%, it'll be easier for you to get that above 75% quicker, because it's only a 6-month window that you're working within. And so take a look at that. We're actually very excited about this change because we think it's going to do exactly what we want it to do, which is there's a lot of you that are now bonus eligible that were not bonus eligible before. And I think you're going to be very excited to see where you stand on the retention metric now. So pay close attention to your retention, because it makes a huge difference in your business. I mean, one of the key things you have to think about is not even the bonuses and the elite commissions, but you want to build a big book of business, and a book of business that stays for years. And you want to have more memberships going in each month than you have coming out, because that's how you build those net adds, which is how it leads to your residual income. So really focus on your retention. So hopefully this is great news for you. We've already communicated it earlier in February to the Platinum World Council, the Circle of Champions. We had a special senior director and above Zoom, since they're the most affected, a few weeks ago. So this is probably not new news to most of the people out there, but we wanted to make sure that you are aware today on the communication show, because it takes effect today on March the 1st.
Hello, LegalShield family. I'm excited to announce 2 launches coming to your LS Engage experience this week. First, when you go to lsengage.com and go to the In the Running leaderboard section on the dashboard and click the banner, you will now be directed to the brand new leaderboard experience. This leaderboard page is going to show you all of the current In the Running leaderboards, allowing you to check your rankings easier than ever before. You'll now be able to track your progress on the Bonus Busters leaderboard, Ruby leaderboard, Top Recruiter leaderboard, Executive Director, Gala leaderboard, and more, all in one location. Additionally, on lsengage.com, when you click on Resources, you will see a new and enhanced resource experience. This experience has some great new features that were incorporated based on your feedback. First, you're going to see a set of featured resources that were curated based on the most frequently used resources on the platform. You will also have the ability to select your own favorite resources, and then you can filter to just see those favorites, making it easy to find what you most commonly use and share. There is also a new search feature allowing you to easily search for the resource you are looking for. Plus, the top-level categories and subcategories allow you to easily sort to the section of materials that you need. I can't wait for you to use these new experiences to help build your business, and the team looks forward to providing even more enhancements in the near future.
Hey, Legal Shield family, Melissa Peters here. I'd like to talk to you today about training and also about our Ruby support. So, first and foremost, let's talk about who is a Ruby. I get this question quite often. There's an assumption that Ruby is just about business solutions. And although a lot of our Rubies will develop the skills and advance to business solutions, Sapphire Elite, Emerald Elite, Ruby Associate really is a network associate who has some small business contacts, some small business contacts that also possibly have employees. And so our job as a training team, myself and Mr. Ken Roebuck, who helps me run the training team, we have 7 senior regional trainers out there that help us with our regions, almost 30 regional trainers to conduct live trainings in the marketplace, over 60 field trainers that actually help us as well. Our team is to support your efforts in making sure you understand how to contact those small business contacts. What do you say? How do you say it? What do you do? As well as, well, how do we protect the business owner's family and those employees? So by coming to our level 1 group certification training, it gives you the foundation of being able to expand your opportunities in LegalShield. Some of us, as for instance, myself, who's been in the business over 26 years, well, we gravitated to that as part of our career with the company. And then some of us, well, we just use it because we have these opportunities and we might as well go ahead and take advantage of them when they come up. So we'd love to see you as a Ruby associate come to our training so we can help you with that. Once again, if you're not 100% clear, is that you? Okay, well, if you're not a Emerald Elite or a Sapphire Elite or a licensed agent contracted with our company, you are a Ruby. And we want to see you, as I mentioned, in those trainings. We also do other events to support you on a regular basis. Every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central, we have something called the Group Scoop. And the Group Scoop, what it does every week, we talk about the elements of going out there and talking to business owners or to decision makers. We talk about who should be on your list. And then we'll talk about how to contact them. We'll talk about how to present to a decision maker, how to present to a small business owner, how to present maybe to the employees, and what kind of paperwork does it take to manage that? And so we break that down in little bite-sized pieces every Monday morning, just 1 hour of your time on Mondays. And that's conducted at no cost on letschatsmallbiz.com. We would love to see you there. We would love to have your teams there so we can support you, not only give you the information, help you overcome some objections. So it really is a great opportunity for you to continue to be a student of your business. We record those trainings as well, and we post those in our learning management system, right, under the training on lsengage.com, so that we can continue to go back and review that information. So hopefully we will see you in one of our new level 1 group certification trainings and also our small business trainings. There's 2 different trainings this year. If you have any questions and you need to reach out to myself or to my training team, just email us. fullservicetraining@pplsi.com. Thanks, and I hope you have a great month.
Hello, LegalShield Independent Associates. Cliff Malloy here, and I'm very excited to have the honor and opportunity to spend a little time with you to talk about Build Your Dream. And this is a particular incentive that I'm flat out excited about because it gives those associates who are building a solid business an opportunity to be rewarded for building a solid, productive, and profitable team. And profitable being the key word right here. It also goes on to continue to reward you for building solid leaders within the team that you're building for LegalShield. So I've had the opportunity to profit in a big way from this particular incentive. Many associates throughout LegalShield have had an opportunity and are having an opportunity to profit through this incentive right now. As a matter of fact, let's take an opportunity at this time to recognize the top leaders in the Build Your Dream incentive. Let's go make it happen.
Uh-oh, I have broken out the jersey, and you know what that means. That means that it is a special time of the year. It is the month of March. And what do we think about with March? We think about March Madness. Right now at LegalShield, March Madness has a different meaning because we have something at LegalShield called the Mad Streak, making a difference. When you enroll a new member, you're making a difference in their lives. When you recruit a new associate, you're making a difference. So every month that you enroll at least one new member, your Mad Streak continues. And we track that in your LS Engage app under your activity tracker, your Mad Streak. And so whether it's 5 months, 10 months, 150 months, or 2 months, you're making a difference. So we've broken the country into regions. We have 6 regional vice presidents, actually 6 senior regional vice presidents that were just named in 2026. And they are the captains of the team. So we have, up in the Northeast, we have Will and Estrada Dadsey, the senior RVPs up there. In the Southeast, Daniel Gonzalez, right? In the Midwest, Mel and Monique Roberson. In the Central, we have Bill Walker. And then over in the Southwest, we have Kai Deering, actually the West area. And then over in the Northwest, we have Steve Hoisington. So we have 6 captains, senior RVPs over these regions. So every one of you is on a team. So you are participating on the team. And here's how we're scoring it in the month of March. Very simple, very simple. We gave each of those regions, each of those SRVPs, a goal number for new recruits in the month of March. And for every percent that they beat that goal by, your region scores 10 points. For every associate in your region that Fast Start qualifies in the month of March, 2 points, right? So if you have someone you started in February and they Fast Start qualify in March, 2 points. If they start in March, Fast Start qualify in March, 2 points. If they start in March but don't Fast Start qualify in March, there's no score for that. They have to be Fast Start qualified by March 31st. And here's also how you can make a huge difference. Every new registration for the international convention in the month of March scores 1 point. So if you go to your team and you get 5 more people registered for convention, you've scored 5 points for your team. Now here's what the winning region is going to receive. We've set aside a pot of money that we're going to give to the senior regional vice president to spend on all of you. So there are going to be special events. So the winning region is going to have some special events that we're going to pay for in the region that you can come to at no cost. Bring your guests. There'll be food and drinks. We're going to do a celebration, but also it's going to be a business event where you can bring guests and show them the opportunity of LegalShield. So very special events that are going to happen in the winning region. And on top of that, we're going to bring all the leaders of the winning region, all the regional managers, RVPs, SRVPs on stage at convention to celebrate your region. And every one of you that's in the winning region is going to receive a special t-shirt that shows that you participated, as long as you personally have 2 recruits in the month of March. So everyone in the winning region, we have a special commemorative t-shirt we're going to send out, but you have to have 2 recruits in the month of March. So we want to have a lot of fun with it. We want to have some regional pride. Who's going to be number 1? Who's going to be number 2? Who's going to be number 3? Right? So participate, help your team, plug into whatever Zooms that they have, plug into whatever calls that they have to kind of have some fun with this and build a lot of momentum into the international convention. So this is the month. Make it happen. Participate in the March Madness Challenge with the 6 regions that we have all across North America.
Well, hey, LegalShield family, Will Dadsey here, one of the many 6-figure income earners in the world of LegalShield and also the Senior Regional Vice President for the Northeast region. I'm here to talk to you all about something that is super important here in our LegalShield business, and that is retention, retention, retention. It matters. It will determine whether you get paid advanced commissions. It will determine what your residual income looks like. It'll determine whether you receive bonuses with the company, whether you get to go on these all-expense paid vacations. Retention determines everything. And that's why it's so important to maintain healthy retention. So I'm just going to share with you all a few things that you can do to increase your retention and maintain a healthy retention here with LegalShield. So number 1, family, you want to sell the plan the right way. Sell the plan the right way. Understand this. The member that stays is the member that pays, right? And so we want our members to stay. And the way you do that is by, again, selling the membership the right way. You got to understand that our service is perfect the way it is. No need to include anything. No need to subtract anything. No need not to tell people about the 25% preferred member discount, right? You might be saying, well, what if they don't want it because of that? That doesn't matter. Look, there are two types of legal services. There's postpaid, which is $300 to $500 an hour, and you've got LegalShield, about $1 a day. So if they had a chance to pick $300 to $500 an hour or $1 a day, guess what? They're going to take that $1 a day every day. You bet your bottom dollar they will, right? And so it doesn't matter. Just make sure you sell the membership to them the right way. They know exactly what it is they're getting. Make sure you also under promise. Let the law firms over deliver, right? That's the best way for them to say, oh my gosh, this service is so amazing. I'll never be without this. Exactly, okay? Now, once you get those members enrolled, it is super important to take the time to onboard them the right way. Sit down with them, answer any questions they may have that they just thought about. Make sure they download the LegalShield mobile app. Make sure they're logged into it. And then, of course, hey, get them to use the membership. Did you know that when you get your members to use the membership even once, they have a 43% higher retention than those who never do in the first year? Yeah, get them, thou shalt get them to use thy membership, okay? No doubt about it. And so ask them, hey, what are 3 things you can contact the law firm about, like right now, right? Maybe they need advice on an existing legal situation they're dealing with. Maybe they need to get their wills prepared. Maybe they need to have some insurance documents reviewed, or whatever the case may be. And if you can't get them to call the law firm about something that they might be going through or need to do, get them to use member perks. You want them to use the services. Think about it. Who in the world will subscribe to Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, or HBO Max or whatever and never use or watch the content? You're not doing that, and neither am I, right? And so you can't expect people to enroll for the LegalShield membership, right? Which is great. Never use it and think they're going to keep it long term. Abort. They're not. Okay. And so you want them to use the services immediately. Okay. So number 2, you want to make sure you build a great rapport with your members. That's right. How do you do that exactly? By keeping in touch with your members, calling and checking on them every now and then, making sure that you answer any questions that they may have in regards to our membership, or maybe perhaps you are making sure that they're utilizing the membership, right? Also, look, send them celebratory messages, right? Happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy Mother's Day. Look, members love that. Show them that you care, right? People don't know they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Once you show them that you care, guess what? They will love to hear from you all the time. They might even send you some referrals, family. That's what you want. Last but not the least, number 3. Look, you want to make sure that you get your qualifications done sooner than later. What do I mean by that? Things like Performance Club, things like Executive Director qualification, and so on and so forth. You want to make sure you get your qualifications knocked out earlier on in the month than wait until the last minute. Because here's what happens. Believe it or not, you wait to the last minute and somebody gives you a call saying, hey, I need this membership, and you're like, I need these PC points. Guess what you might do? You might sign them up and they're going to cancel that membership short term. And next thing you know, you've got a chargeback. Next thing you know, it's interrupting and interfering with your retention. And now you pay a bigger price. And so you don't want to put yourself in a feeble position, okay? You want to make sure that you get your qualifications knocked out sooner than later so you don't have to worry about it. You can make and have great judgment when it comes to the people who you're enrolling for this membership. Family, look, the member that stays is the member that pays. We want you to get paid for a long time in this LegalShield business. If you'll just follow some of these tips that I just shared with you, you'll maintain a healthy retention with our company. And I look forward to seeing you all over the top.
LegalShield family, hello. Another month has come and gone, and I'm so excited that we're all here together to hear the latest announcement from our amazing home office, but that we get to come together in celebration, and I get to help us launch into the bonus buster category. And so I want you to get excited. I want you to light up the chat for all of these individuals that are about to be recognized. And what I want you to take note to is that the individuals, our top 10 bonus busters, I want you to think about what it took for them to get there, what it took when it comes to consistency, when it comes to focus, when it comes to the level of impact that they are going out there and making. And so recognize to be on this amazing leader board is a signification. It is a symbol of the work that is being done out there. And so often we hear when the mailman is in your neighborhood. And I love that because this is proof. We are seeing what is possible when you go out there and you remain consistent, you're intentional, you stay focused, and you really go out there and help other people win. And so I'm super excited that together we get to recognize our bonus busters, our top 10 bonus buster leaderboard. And so please, again, help me light up the chat in congratulations and in celebrating our top 10 bonus buster qualifiers.
Are you serious about your growth? How about your income, significance, your impact? Then you need to be in the room in New Orleans, April 9th through the 12th for the LegalShield International Convention. Everyone who's a who's who is going to be there. Hey, LegalShield family, it's Kai Deering, and it seems like just yesterday I attended my first international convention. You know, I had a nosebleed seat way up high, and I wasn't even sure, man, is this going to work for me? I was so nervous. But by the end of the second day, I was like, man, I made a big decision, because big decisions are made at big events. I decided that I was going to go all the way from these nosebleed seats all the way up to the stage, and that would never have happened had I not been in the room at my first international convention. And here's what I've learned after years in this business is that events are everything. And momentum is created in these rooms, and so is belief, and leaders are forged here. But you can't just watch a training online. You can't just read the notes. I mean, sure, you can catch a recap, but it's not the same. You can't duplicate the energy, the relationships, the conviction that happens when thousands of mission-driven people gather in one roof. These entrepreneurs, this is where vision expands. It's where incomes grows. And it's where you decide, you know what? I'm not going to play small in this business anymore. And this year it's in New Orleans, baby. So let's all go next level. Get your ticket today. It's only $129. So register at LegalShieldAssociate.com/convention. Oh, and don't forget your add-ons. We've got SBSG certification, employee certifications, full service breakout. We've got our network power training. We got our small business mastermind, licensed agent certification. Because this isn't just an event, it is an investment in your next level. And the seats are filling up really fast, so don't watch the highlight reels, family wishing you were there. You know, be in the room, bring your team, and let's all rise together, right? Not everyone in the room is gonna be making six figures, but here's what I know is everyone who's making six figures is gonna be in the room, and success leaves clues. You just have to be there, and it shouldn't be too hard to convince you to go to New Orleans. But anyway, I'll see you there. Take care, take charge, get your ticket, get your flight, make sure you stay for your team events as well, and we'll see you in April. Woohoo!
This is where you learn from the best of the best. If we want to grow and expand our business at LegalShield, you must be at the convention.
Hearing people's testimonials up on stage, everyone has a different story. You're just not getting that from home.
My mind is blown. The love and the family feel.
Once the mind expands, it's no contracting back.
definitely ready for New Orleans. I'm registered and I'll be there.
Hey, LegalShield family. Congratulations on plugging into the communication show today. I'm sure that you've noticed through the company's social media channels that we have several new ring earners in LegalShield. Now, what is a ring earner? It's someone that has earned a certain amount of income in a 12-month period. Our ring earner recognition starts at just $50,000. So if an associate earns at least $50,000 in a 12-month period, they'll receive that ring recognition. And then it goes to $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, $250,000, and then it just keeps going up, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, all the way up to $2 million in a 12-month period. So please help me recognize and congratulate LegalShield's newest ring earners and associates that have achieved a new ring level.
What's going on, LegalShield family? David Guidro from Jackson, Alabama. Let me tell you, I'm super excited that I got the phone call last week that I've earned the $200,000 ring here in LegalShield. It has been a goal of mine for quite some time, and I've been running for that goal like crazy. I owe it to a bunch of things. One, I've been tracking. I've been in LegalShield 24 years, and only recently, over the last couple of years, have been tracking everything, tracking my daily activity, tracking my appointments, tracking my exposures, tracking everything, tracking my goals. And it's amazing what happens when you track everything and put the numbers up where you can see them. Also owe a lot to Team Pinnacle and Brian Carruthers and the leaders of Team Pinnacle. They're always there to support each and every one of us, and it's just been an amazing team to be a part of. And to home office staff for always being there to support me every time I call in with any situation or even praise or problem. It doesn't matter. Super humbled and blessed. Thank you so much. I look forward to the next ring, and I'm going to be tracking those numbers as well. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing everybody in New Orleans.
Awesome. It is so much fun celebrating each other's success. You know, in LegalShield, once you've earned over $1 million in personal income, you get inducted into the prestigious Millionaire Club. Isn't it great to work with a company that has hundreds of individuals that have earned at least $1 million from their LegalShield business? There's probably not a lot of companies that celebrate people that have earned $1 million, but we are definitely one of those companies that have a lot of individuals that have earned $1 million in their LegalShield career. We also have Millionaire Club levels, so every time you earn another $1 million, we recognize you for that new level. So please help me congratulate our new Millionaire Club members and those associates that have achieved a new Millionaire Club level.
Well, what a way to kick off the month of March. Like I said to open the show, this is a big month. It's a month to create momentum. It's a month to reset your goals and make sure you've got your goals set heading into convention. It's a month to take inventory. Who's with you? Who's running into convention? Who's registered on your team? That's where you've got to really focus your attention. Make your plans heading into convention with momentum. You know, it's the people that have momentum heading into convention that have the most massive momentum coming out of convention. You know there's going to be great announcements at convention. You know there's going to be great things to talk about coming out of convention. So build now. The next 5 to 6 weeks are critical to your success. Make your plan, execute your plan, and then get to convention with that momentum so that you can fire off into the month of May, June, and July to keep this great year going. So have a great month, everybody. Participate in March Madness. You know, participate with your region. Get your 2 recruits in the month of March. So when your region wins, you get your special prize and recognition. And we look forward to seeing all of you in New Orleans next month.